What is up, everybody? If you're an audio only listener, you may have noticed that there wasn't an episode earlier this week, and that's a Spotify issue. So I've corrected that. You can go back and listen to it. It's a good episode, too. 196. Lots of fun stuff. Got some good comments on the YouTube one, which did make it up 3 days ago. So, if you're an audio only listener, you're getting two for the price of one here. You get today's episode and you get the other one that was there. And I'm still trying to do 2 a week. Sometimes 3 a week. We'll do what we can. Now I have that episode on Thursday with Valor, which is like a marathon. I don't really want it to be a marathon. It's too damn long. I even said to him this week, I'm like, let's do an hour and a half. And about an hour and 40 minutes in, I'm like, I'm leaving, and he just keeps going. So anyway, it's so I apologize if you're an audio only listener and you didn't have it. It's today's episode. I hope to have you guys thinking, right? Because it's something that's actually going on in the hobby right now. But more importantly, I can add some color to it on something that, similar that I did. And, look, we're all human here. I'm not going to give you, where the card is or what the card is or who's involved. I'm just going to give you kind of an example, and you can try to put yourself in this position. Try to think about if you were on one or two or both ends of this, what would you do? How would you react? You ready? Again, brought to you by Bleaker Trading and Arena Club. So, there is a card for sale right now on one of the major auction houses, and that card is going to sell for a lot of money. 5 figures. I believe it's already well over $10,000. Probably go over 20. Maybe it'll sell for $30,000. It is a card of an all-time great in football. I'll narrow it down like that. And it's a limited card. It's a rare card. It's a card that does not come up for sale often at all. And it's up for sale now, and it's getting interesting. It really is. Now, why do I even bring this card up? I bring this card up because the card, even though it had not sold in a very long time publicly, it popped up raw on eBay. A seller put it in, buy it now, way cheaper than what the card is worth, obviously. Let's just say, for argument's sake, they listed it, buy it now for about $1,000. A card that, let's just say is worth $20,000 for the sake of our discussion. Now, somebody immediately smashed buy it now. The seller shipped it to him. Nobody posted it. Nobody reached out. No one said anything, because that's the way it works in our hobby sometimes, there are interesting little pockets and communities and whatnot. And a consignor got it, and a consignor listed it, graded by PSA for auction, and it's going to sell for a lot of money. Like I said, it's already bid up a lot. Someone smashed to buy it now, and it's basically going to get a free car out of the upgrade. It's not a card that they're keeping for themselves. It's not a card that, they're keeping in their PC. It's a card they knew was, underpriced and listed at a mistake. The interesting thing is now, I'll bet you that buy it now eBay seller might not even know this is going on. Might have no idea that it's sold. And also, let me throw this one out there. Also, the person who is selling the card now, the consignor who's selling it, the person who stands to make a significant profit on the card, in my opinion, is not doing anything wrong. They have not done anything wrong. They paid full price for a buy it now card on eBay. Hit buy it now, paid, got the card, went and got it graded, and immediately listed it for sale through a major auction house, and is going to reap a windfall, a large, large profit that I am sure they will pay federal taxes on. So, it got me thinking, what would you do in that situation? Lots of different variations here, right? After you sell it, do you reach out to the person who you got it from? Send them a little extra money? Do you give them 10% of the profit you make? Do you just keep all the money? Do you not buy it to begin with? Do you reach out to that seller and say, hey, I was about to hit buy it now, but man, you can get a lot more money for this card. Now, of course, keep in mind, a lot of different ways you can go with this, right? Your buyer took the risk. Maybe it was a fake card. It's a card that there are fakes of. It was raw. They took the risk. They took the gamble of buying a raw card and sending it to grading. They might have paid that $1,000 and sent it to grading and had a fake card on their hands. Now, I mean, not really much risk there. They probably would have sent it right back through eBay and said, hey, this is a fake card. Give me my money back. I'm sure. But anyway, you could argue they took the risk there. They owed the seller of that card nothing but the price that the seller listed it for. They probably didn't even haggle. They just buy it now and paid, right? Hit the buy it now, smash that bin, as some content creators like to say. Smashing bins is very, very important. But is it right here? Again, not saying the person did anything wrong. Are they going to reach out and give a piece back? Are they going to send them a couple hundo as like a tip? Hell, you give a tip to a waiter for bringing you good service. This guy, 5 figures profit here already. And there are days left. I don't even know what this thing's going to sell for. It's being pumped up as we speak. What would you do? Would you have bought it? Would you not bought it? Would you send something back to them? Would you just hide? Would you say, you know what, I'm not going to even, bring it up to maybe that person, if you're the seller of it, maybe you just, you're living in ignorance and bliss. You don't want to know. You don't want to get that message out of the blue from the person who bought the card from you and then sold it for 20 times what you paid. Maybe, maybe that's going to piss you off more. From a personal experience, I've had something similar to me happen. I bought 3 instant lottos for $10, and I won $100 on the third one. And normally I would take that $100 and buy more, but I had stuff to do that day. My son was actually being born that day, so I had to come back home, take my wife to the hospital, and take care of that business. And a couple days later, I come back, and my son's born. I come back home. I go to the 7-Eleven where I bought the lotto, and the guy's like, "Where have you been? It's been a few days." I said, "Yeah, my son was born. Congratulations to me." And he's like, "The next ticket, $3 million winner." I'm like, "Why did you even tell me? Why'd you even tell me?" I would have gone on the rest of my life not knowing that it was the ticket after mine, and I'd live in blissful ignorance, as they like to say. But now I know. It's okay. I had the lotto that day myself with my son, so it is what it is. But a more hobby-appropriate one, as you're thinking about what you would do in this situation. Maybe it's nothing. You're like, "Hey, you're insane. Guy hit buy it now. He's reselling it. I'm not doing shit. I'm not sending any money back to the person I get the card from. Screw that person. He's an idiot for listing it too cheap." Maybe. I can tell you, I was watching television the day that Kobe Bryant died, and I found out about it pretty quickly because I was, it was a news breakthrough, you name it. It was on Twitter really fast, and like the morbid folks that filled this hobby, the first thing I did was go on eBay and buy 11 Kobe auto cards. Not ashamed to admit it. Not ashamed to admit it at all. I did. I went and I bought 11 Kobe autos. And, of course, I paid for all of them. And the next morning, after sleeping on it, I woke up. I could probably find these for you guys if you want. Same eBay account. And I sent a message to everybody who I won those autos from and said, please feel free to cancel the auction. Please feel free to cancel the buy. Obviously, you had the price on the card that had not changed, and you're probably going to change the price of the card now, given the circumstance, and I wouldn't feel right taking advantage of the situation. Probably shouldn't have hit those buy it nows when I did, and, you have my apologies for that, and, if you send a cancellation, I'll accept it, or if you want, I can send the cancellation, whatever works. And 10 of the 11 people immediately canceled and relisted for double what I paid for. One person sent me a message and said, listen, this card has been sitting for 2 years at the price that you hit buy it now on. I said, just as you don't want to take advantage, or you don't feel right taking advantage now, what would that say about me if I canceled the sale of something that's been sitting there for 2 years and then relisted it at a higher price just because he died? Interesting story, right? Interesting. I didn't think of that. I didn't think of that from a seller, because here 10 of the 11 immediately went and relisted it for double the price, some more. I'm trying to round this here for you guys that it was double. Well, some people were more. And this guy said, I'll send it to you, no problem. And I took the card and I wound up giving it away to Manny, if everybody remembers Manny from the old Luca Tiger podcast. I wound up giving that to him as like a little thank you. And I don't know if he still has it. Who knows? But that was the only one that the seller was like, yeah, come on, you could take this, no problem. It's yours if you want it. And I did. Obviously, I took it and kept it for a little while and then gave it away. And yeah, interesting stuff. So, I mean, that's the closest comp that I have for you guys for, this situation where, somebody has sold a card, somebody has, put a card up and, they got their price. But I don't want to say circumstances changed. I mean, the Colby thing's obviously a little bit different because obviously, he died and circumstances changed. This one was just, maybe you had someone who knew what the card was. I don't want to call it taking advantage of someone who didn't, but there is a again, I don't want to throw my own little fun biases into this. I know what I would do. I'm going to say that. I know what I would do. I'm not sure that everyone would do the same thing. I know what I would do now, especially. Right? I know that had I bought it, I'm not saying I wouldn't have smashed by it now, right? But, I definitely would be thinking about it the whole time. Had I sent it to PSA, got it graded, and listing it now, I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, now that you've thought about it for a little bit, I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, I know that when this thing sells, I would be sending something to the buyer, to the initial seller. How I would do it, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'd hit buy it now on everything left in their eBay store. You know what I mean? Like, those things that say, if I became a millionaire, I wouldn't tell anyone, but there would be signs. Like maybe I don't tell them, hey, I took advantage of it. Maybe I don't tell them, hey, I bought this card from you for $1,000 and sold it for 30. Maybe I just do it in my own way, give a thank you back and, and what are you doing?
I don't know. Listening.
You got loud hiccups over there.
I know.
You want a drink?
Yeah.
All right. We're watching some basketball today. I started recording this as the Knicks went on a crazy run. And
I also think Detroit wins in 6.
Beat Detroit. And here, have some drink. And, the Lakers are about to play here. I think the Lakers definitely get out of this series. So we're watching basketball today. Yankees, man. This airbender, I don't know what the deal is with him. He's terrible. I mean, I thought we were getting this great lockdown guy. We should have left Luke Weaver as the closer. Anyway, I'll keep it short and sweet to you guys today. I hope you're having fun with the hobby. I really do. I am. You have an opinion?
What about the Yankees?
Go ahead. What's your opinion about the
Yankees? I think instead of making Luke Weaver the 8th inning guy, you put Devin Williams as the 8th.
Yeah, they might have to do that. But you don't want to. I mean, listen, you want to. If he's that, he was a lockdown closer last year. You want to get him right and have him as a weapon instead of messing with his head. But he just has been really bad. I mean, 8-4 lead today, and then they lose the game. He gives up 4 runs in the 9th. It's just real bad. Anyway, I hope you're having fun in the hobby, guys. I really do. I hope you're enjoying, the space. I am more so now than in a long time. I have a focus. I really do have a focus of what I'm looking to buy with real specificity. And that provides a nice little clarity to me in my collecting. I've narrowed down, what I want in my PC, and I'm basically getting rid of everything else. And I'm also narrowly focusing, only looking for those things. And that also helps me along in my journey because there are auctions almost every week. Well, there are auctions every week, almost every day. But there are auctions every week. And, if you focus on specific cards, specific players that you want, you don't get lost in the, hey, wow, that looks like a good card, or hey, that looks like it could be a bargain, or hey, that looks like this. And you don't wind up spending your limited resources on something you really didn't want in the first place because you emotionally get caught up in it. That's been the anchor on my toe in the hobby for a while. I don't have an endless amount of money to spend, and it's easy to get diverted and distracted, and have your money get diverted and distracted as well. So I'm in a space right now where I know what I'm looking for, and that's made this hobby more fun for me. It really has. I hope you guys can find that in your own hobby journey as well. Let me know in the comments what you would do. Would you have hit the buy it now, or would you have not? Would you hit it because you know someone's going to hit it, and then you can figure out what the right thing to do is? What is the right thing to do? Nothing? Buy it, sell it, flip it, keep your money. Who cares about that person? They got what they wanted and probably don't. They're none the wiser right now. Do you send them something? Do you do something for them? Do you message them? What do you do? Should the consigner do something for him? The guy who's just, getting money consigning it? I don't know. I'm curious what you guys think. And that's an episode. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care, everybody.